here to bring the latest and the greatest in social media and digital marketing. So sit back, relax, put your chair in its upright position, get a pen, paper, something to take notes with, and let's get into today's lesson. Take it away, TJ.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week where we talk about marketing strategies, all those good things you need to know to run your business online and be happy and profitable, right? A lot of things are changing. We talked about it in the last month. But today I'm still in Meta World. I'm still talking about Meta World. And Instagram did something today, but we'll talk about it on Friday or later if we have time. But I saw an article and it got from Facebook about Facebook, and they put out a statement or something. We'll get into it. But this article was talking about how Facebook is hoping to become more appealing to young adults. And let me pull this up. So we can all see. I'll put the link in the chat for everybody. Okay, so can we see that?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, this is Deadline. They do a lot of media and Hollywood reporting. And it says Facebook hoping to become more appealing to young adults. And I said, you don't say. You don't say. Go ahead.
Haven't they been trying to do that for a while?
Years.
Okay.
They even bought Instagram because
they
had an older problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another article that the Gen Z calls Facebook Boomer Book.
Okay.
Boomer Book. That tells you everything you need to know. All right, so let's get into this. All right, so there's Tom Allison. He has Facebook development strategy across news feeds, stories, groups, video, marketplace, gaming, news, dating, ads, and more. This was posted on Friday on Meta's website. I have that link too. I will put it. It's called The Future of Facebook. Their plans to set Facebook up for success going forward. We're focused on two big things: building the next generation of social media for young adults and leaning into new product capabilities enabled by AI. Now, let me stop right here because this is one thing I love about Meta World. All the, everybody that's in charge, the CEO of Instagram, this guy, they will tell you right up front to your face what they're doing. There's nothing hidden here.
No, they did not hide it.
Instagram long ago, they tell you up front what they do. This is what we're doing, but people still. So I'm like, listen, at least they're telling you because they didn't have to say anything.
Sure.
So this is a little short article. So they were like, the way people use social media is changing. Duh. We've been talking about that. Facebook is still for everyone, but in order to build the next generation of social media consumers, we made significant changes with young adults in mind. So they've upgraded Reels and feed ranking technologies. Yes, we know. They've invented a new model architecture that can learn from large data sets. Yada yada yada. So their goal by the end of 2026, our goal is to have the world's best recommendation technology. Again, they tell you there's nothing hidden here. So where are they going? Recommendation technology. That's just a fancy way to they just say generative AI. Just say meta AI. Just say meta AI. That's all they have to do. Now, the article they're talking about, that Deadline is talking about, is this, and let me give you the link for that. This is Meta's website, The Future of Facebook. And they got a cute little video. They got Gen Z dancing. We're not going to play it, but the takeaways to set Facebook up for success going forward, we'll focus on two big things, what they said in the article: building the next generation of social media for young adults and leaning into new product capabilities enabled by AI. So they go into their vision, and if you're interested in reading that, but the Deadline article is pretty much a synopsis of that. So let me put the Deadline in. I thought I hit enter, but I didn't. Okay, and then let me put the Meta one in. Now, so I read that and I was like, yeah, okay, Facebook. We know you have a youth problem. You've always had it. Always. So now you're coming out, oh, we want Gen Z. Ask yourself why. Well, we've talked about this for years. They've known that there's been a decline in Gen Z using their products. They went and bought Instagram years ago because of it. They keep fooling around with Instagram, trying to make it TikTok like, because that is what they want to be. YouTube wants to look like TikTok. That's why they added shorts. Instagram has done stolen things. It's stolen things from Snapchat stories, and they stolen reels from TikTok. Is it working?
No, it it
Okay.
it it is really interesting to try and get people to move anyway. I'm
And
just talking in general. When
right.
somebody
And
is,
Gen Z, with that, add another layer on top of it.
people don't like moving. Once they get used to a thing, it is very difficult to pry them out of where they are and get them to use a different tool. This is human nature. If you didn't get them before they got to Snapchat, sorry.
They're already in. We talk. That's why I talk about Snapchat. Everybody that we know that's in our group is like, we don't use Snapchat, and I'm like, we don't, because it's not for us. It's for
Mm-mm.
teens. It's for preteens and teens. And then they age up. They stay in it because of I've talked about the privacy tools. There's the public side and the privacy side, and then we talked about the snap streaks. I think on Friday we talked about that. And what is that? That's how they do things. Remember passing notes in school? Teacher turns it back, passing note. Oh, so and so like you. They do that online now. And they use an app called Snapchat to do that. And Snapchat has all of these fun things for them. I like Snapchat. There's lots of cute little filters. If you want to do something, you want to do something different with your Instagram stories, go over to Snapchat, look at their filters. They have lots of them location wise, and it's good for local SEO. Do something, go around and then do the snap lens and see what business or whatever, or the right here, the parks, New York City parks, they all have little so you go to the park, take, it's something cute to add to your story to keep the engagement going, because you don't want to just, oh, let me come and talk about me as a business. That's not what people are on social media for. They're not there for that. So
No.
you have to be entertaining. We talked about this over and over and over. You have to be, because you want to keep the interest going. You want to keep them looking at your stuff, going to your profile, staying in the app. Instagram is the overseer of that, or whatever app you like, and they go, oh, well, Terry's post they don't get any engagement. They don't care. They put me to the back burner.
Right.
And see, anytime I want to, okay, let me zhuzh it up, let me bring it up. All I gotta do is go post a reel, go to this, that, go outside, do this. It's real easy to get the interest back. So it's all about little touches, and we talked about that also, especially because Instagram, for some reason, people are just, the Instagram thing is like that. I gotta get that right. Like, forget all the other places we talked about, Pinterest and LinkedIn, and which may be a better fit, but they want this. Now, speaking of Instagram, there's some news that came out this week that I have to look at, that Instagram is testing non-skippable ads. We're going to talk about that Friday, but
Mm.
think about what a non-skippable ad is. And if you don't know, I'm going to say one word: YouTube.
Where you are forced to watch that commercial. You cannot, because I have uh YouTube Premium on one of my accounts. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why, if I got all these different pages, I can't have YouTube Premium on
Oh,
all of
oh,
my
right.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
it's a money
okay.
thing. It's a money thing.
That is weird. It's really weird. So I'm not used to having ads when I'm watching something. Well, I was working in one of my other accounts, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what is this? And I could not go past the ad. You
Mm-hmm.
had to watch. the non-skippable ad, and then the one that you could skip came up behind it.
Right.
So I guess they thought
There's a
it.
yeah, it's a mix. You can never tell which what you're gonna get. And then the thing about YouTube, as far as if you own a channel, there was a time where if you didn't run ads, you didn't have to worry about ads. But now they put YouTube puts ads on every channel, whether you like it or not. So but these are some of the things. So what's going on with YouTube right now is YouTube is blocking the ad blockers, because if you watch on the desktop, you can get a an extension that blocks the ads, and you're
Mhm.
happy. Like you can watch like you have premium. And I think premium is 14.99. Is it 14.99 a month on
Well,
YouTube?
here's the deal with that. It's 13.99 if you came in at a certain time.
Okay,
It
grandfather.
might be 18.99 now. It
Oh.
just depends
Mm-hmm.
because if you I let mine lapse,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went back in there to re-up and they said 18. I was like, "Oh no."
Oh,
So
I
they
remember it was 11.99.
I remember 11.99 too. Then it went to
And see, if
13.
I maybe if I had signed up then, I would still be paying 11 instead of the 18. So these are the things that are happening. Like, I've seen a lot of comments, and we'll get into this on Friday, but the initial comments is people are very angry. They're already angry at Instagram. This is like, oh, I'm not using the app. People have already said I'm leaving. Whether they do that or not, we'll see. But yeah, so this is what Instagram is doing. Now, they say they want, and then I read this story. Oh, we actively want Gen Z. You've been wanting Gen Z for a long time. You're not going to, I'm telling them, you're not going to get Gen Z. You're not going to get them because they call you boomer book already. It's a place where grandma hangs out and grandpa and auntie and uncle, and they post the things that that group does. There's even I remember this Facebook commercial where the lady was taking pictures and posting them on the wall. Remember that? And she was like, "I'm using Facebook," and the other lady was like, "This is not how it works." So, yeah. So
They're
this all
trying.
led me to the latest Piper. Wait, hold on. Piper Sandler Company does a teen. No, the name of it is Taking Stock with Teens Survey, and they're saying this is the 47th semi-annual. So I think they do it twice a year. All right, so this and we talked about them before, but let me refresh your memory. Piper Sandler Company's leading investment bank and securities brokerage investment banking services offered in the U.S. and they're on the stock exchange. They're in the UK with another, Piper Sandler something in the UK. So they've got different places. They're in Hong Kong. Blah 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 blah. So they're on the stock exchange. They're in investment banking in securities, but they do surveys because data runs the stock market. Matter of fact, I think something happened today with the data got corrupted, and they said people that bought stock yesterday at some great price, they had to take it all back because something happened with the data, like the numbers weren't right. So, but
Mm.
the stock market is based on data. So these companies like Piper Sandler, there's others that do surveys because you need to take the pulse of society. And we all have talked about teens, Gen Z driving the economy. They drive it. The things they do trickle up to millennials, to Gen Z, and finally the boomers. Okay.
I think a lot of this happens because the boomers have stopped buying and purchasing. They have settled.
They have everything. They have the house. They have the cars. They have the this. They put the kids through school. That they're in a place where they're on the empty nest. They travel. They vacation. They retire. Those kind of things. They're pretty much settled,
And
and
so
that's
they
one of the reasons why Gen Z doesn't like them.
and then but the the other companies have to have fresh uh people. I
Hmm.
was going to say something else, but they need new buyers and
New
new
blood, fresh blood.
they they need new people. And so where do you go? Okay, eventually they're going to need to buy a house. they're going to need to buy
Yeah,
product.
see how everything it trickles up. The kids grow into the first, they get out of college, they get the first job. What do they do then? And they meet somebody and get married. What do they do then? They have a kid, they need a house. What do they do then? And you see those things? They need a car, they need this, they need that. I'm tired from working, I need a vacation. See how all of that, it all flows upward
And
from
if they were on Snapchat, you would they're not leaving, as you said, they're not leaving Snapchat. They're gonna use
yeah,
still
I'm
talk.
comfortable. Mhm.
Okay, Mildred, who did you, or Millie, or okay, Haley, who
Mhm.
did you use for your pediatrician? Haley and them is over there on Snapchat talking about
Because
that.
they have a group from when they were kids. They
Right.
have a friends group. They group chat and everything. There's lots of other apps where you can group chat, WhatsApp and all that. I mean, but that's more talking to the older people, the family, or or go Facebook Messenger or whatever. Grandma. I mean, they still have Facebook accounts, most of them, because they have to talk to grandma and grandpa, auntie, uncle, whatever. That
But
group is not using Snapchat, but they are.
so
Hmm.
so everybody is trying to get to that market because those
Hmm.
are the next people who will be
Hmm.
spending.
Yes,
The,
let's get the advertising section in, which they always stick to 18 to 34 because they think that's the group with more disposable income. But it depends on your industry. Your group may be boomers, and they still have disposable income. They have more of it because, like we said before, they paid off the house, they paid off the car, they've done this. They want leisurely things, and they have money for it. River cruises, vacations, Greece and all. So they have money, but they spend their money on different things.
right.
But see, I want to say about that, what we're talking about is just paying attention to the news, just paying attention to financial news. I watch it Yahoo Finance all the time. I listen to stock in the morning. I touch it. I'm not absorbed in it because it gives me an overview of okay, what's happening this week or today. What is the conversation going on about? Those things affect your customers and how they feel. Do they have money to spend? We don't have money to spend. See how that works? You got to get the pulse and the feel of shopping habits, spending habits, emotional habits. We're in an election year. We just had that man. He's a convicted felon now. People feeling a little better. They might be more willing to, oh well, we feel good about things going forward. Let's start spending more. Those are the things that you won't get a direct story about. You will hear in the news about the polls, and I'm going to tell you, don't listen to the polls. Those things can be manipulated, and they also talk to people with landlines. They're not going to Snapchat reels out in the street talking to Gen Z,
No, and that is so wrong on many accounts.
and it gives you skewed data. If you go in, if your data points, your data collection, because they set up it's not a survey, they set up a group, like this is the people we want to talk to, and there's a data collection, and they always go to that. But I'm saying, if you're talking about polls and this person leading, I'm like, he's a convicted felon, how is he leading? You guys are talking to the wrong people. You're calling people on the phone. Who
And
has a phone
who actually answer a landline,
in
who
the
have
house, at
and they
home during the day?
and
Think about it.
watching soap operas or something.
Or
I'm like,
watching the news, and
who are you talking to?
they're
Uh,
not in the streets. They're not on social media, the right social media places, asking the right questions. So what I'm saying is that if your data sample is skewed, you're going to get skewed data. So that's why I say never listen to the polls. And then there was I forgot the political analyst for NBC that I used to watch. He passed away, but he always used to say, people will say they're going to do this, like they're going to vote for so and so, but when they go in, they do something different. And
right,
he
and
said you could never rely on that data because people are saying things. You're a reporter or whoever standing outside the polling place going, hey, you stick a mic, hey, who you want? I'm pretty confident about who they want to seem like they know everything. Like, I'm with the whatever the popular candidate or whatever. That's because they want to assimilate and be seen as not being different.
Right. And the reason why I know some of the polls are
Mm-hmm.
wrong is because y'all didn't come ask me.
Yes, me either.
I I got a
Didn't ask
phone.
Gen Z either.
I get it now. I did get a text message from California. Would you like to tell us about California issues or something? I was like,
Mm-hmm.
no.
No.
So if you polled me, that wasn't happening.
If
And
you
that's
catch
the
them
only
at the
thing that
wrong time,
right. And they
I'm
sent me a
busy.
text.
Mm-hmm.
Now they sent a text,
Mm-hmm.
which is better than because okay, I do not have a landline. So
Me either.
they sent me a text and asked me, did I want to answer some questions about something? I was like,
No.
no.
I go to you go to websites all the time. I think is it Amazon? I'm trying to remember if it was Amazon that asked. Somebody asked me, "Do you have a minute to?" And I was like, "No." Even though I had the minute, I'm like, I'm annoyed. I'm not in the mood to answer any questions because usually they're like they should tell you it's a quick survey of 5 questions. They don't tell you that, and then you get into it and it keeps going and going on. And no, don't do that because the next time the person will be like, "Can you answer a quick survey?" No, because it's never quick. Quick
Right.
means 5
No.
questions or less. Boom, boom, boom. I'm done. And thank you. And how about a reward of here's a little coupon or here's, you know, sweeten the pot. So I answer. But those are the things that are going on with the data. So and again, you have to take everything that you hear today with a grain of salt because no, we got generative AI. You can't trust your eyes anymore. Picture of the Pope.
In a
Can't trust
puffy
that.
coat.
I always look at I'm like, is that AI? I'm not going if it's something controversial, I'm like, let me go over here to
Okay.
NPR or somewhere else and let me double check. And people don't double check things. So
So this is what they wrote. This is what they
mhm.
asked me. Good afternoon. It's research polls. We are conducting a study on local issues in California. Your response is voluntary and will be kept strictly confidential. Let us
Mhm.
know your thoughts and what you would like to see changed. And then they give me a link. I'm like, no.
And that's it.
I didn't click it because I was like, one, there are too many scams coming
You
through.
don't know, right?
I was like, no, I don't know you. So if you were trying to, and they didn't say how long that uh,
Right.
study
How many
was.
questions? Answer these quick 3 questions. I might do that. Quick three. It better be quick and it better be three. See, they try to get all of this information. Do the 3 quick things and then offer an incentive to get on the email list. Then the email list, send them more, ask them more stuff, but don't overwhelm them there either. Maybe another 5 questions. You got to get your data. You got to gather it in little drips and drabs,
Yes,
breadcrumbs.
yes, because we are not going to sit there. I somebody said, we'd like you to take this survey. This was an email that came in, and
Mhm.
it'll take about 10 minutes. I was like, no,
No,
not doing
no.
it.
They should have said quick 5 questions. Quick, the word quick and the number of questions, not the it's gonna take 10 minutes. Maybe I don't have 10 minutes. Maybe I only got one.
Would you
10
rate my
minutes means
service?
that's a long survey.
And I felt like there was one that I did. I had bought a car and they wanted me to
Yes.
do
Yeah.
something. And I
Hmm.
was like, I need to get out of here because it was very long. And I was like, I felt trapped. I felt I was in school taking a SAT or something. I was like, I need to get out.
See, now I'm glad you brought that up because you said you bought your car. So I was gonna say some of these surveys work because of brand alignment. You're in the brand. Like if Apple sent me something, I might answer because they say, "Hey, here's a free card. Here's a $25 car gift card for the iTunes store, whatever it is."
Mhm.
But I'm already invested in the brand, and then they sweeten the pot with a little $25 card or some, something. I might be I'm that's incentives. I'm incentivized. I'm galvanized because I'm already in with the brand, and they're giving me something extra because data's big business. So simply asking for people's time, like the 10, oh, it'll only take 10 minutes. I don't have 10 minutes for you. I might have 10 minutes for my favorite entertainer or somebody or my news program or where I get my news, or you're no he at the end of it you'll get a $5 Amazon that you've seen that.
Right.
And that's to get people to answer, because the data is very important, especially now in a time where you have to gather, all these brands and companies have to gather first party data. And we talked a little bit about it because there's so many restrictions on third party data. Third party data is like, you run an ad on Facebook, and then Facebook gathers the data because they asked their people, and now there's certain restrictions on that, like you can't ask about certain demographics, you can't ask, so that kind of limits the information that they had to offer. But the third party first party data, so getting the first party data means that you're asking directly, but it's hard, we're talking about it's hard to get.
Because people do not want to talk to you about their
I don't have time.
privacy.
You're not my favorite brand. I don't feel whatever the reasons. We're human, whatever reason. So you got to figure all those things out. Now, getting back to this, taking stock with teens, is that the survey is something, they get the data and they ask because Gen Z teens are a certain part of the demographic, but they drive culture. That's just it. They change our language. We have words that we say today that we didn't say 10, 15 years ago. There are certain
Right.
words that you said a long time ago when you were a kid that you cannot say today.
And we are using emojis.
And emojis, yes.
Oh my God.
And then the emojis mean different things to different generations. A
It
thumbs, we
does.
talking about the thumbs up is offensive. Well, not offensive. It confuses Gen Z. The thumbs up, like, hey, good job. That I can't explain it. But those
I,
are the kind of things that happen.
right, because my idea of a thumbs up means okay,
Good
I got
job.
you.
Okay, I got you. See, they don't get the nuances of it.
Mm-mm.
I
Then I
just
was like, okay, so
That's just
that
how it goes. That's how it goes. But they drive the culture, they drive our language, they change the way we do things. So we must pay attention to them, even though you're going, oh, those kids dancing on TikTok, which they don't dance on, they don't do that anymore.
mm-mm.
That's the music part, like if a music artist or somebody they like.
Right.
But other than
And
that,
they'll switch off in a heartbeat
oh,
behind
they're
some.
gone.
Yeah, if your music, the person they were following does something or commits a faux pas, they will cancel them too.
That reminds me, just off real quick. I wish I had found it. I think I don't know if I saved it, but I saw a reel where it was the son and the father, and the father was talking about raps, dances, and stuff when he was a kid, and how he was like, oh yeah, that's getting into it, and the son who is Gen Z looks at the same thing and like, that's not it. And it's a really funny reel, and I'm like, that's pretty much how it goes.
Mhm.
Like, you're thinking, well, when I was in school, this and this was hot. Oh, they use an example of Kid and Play
Mhm.
rap group, and they had the little dance where they kicked on stage, and they had the movie house party and all that stuff. So the dad was watching it, and the son was looking at it like all he saw was a bunch of old people. So it cut to what it did was hit the father star Kid and Play from, is it the 80s?
Yeah, I think it
And
was the
80s,
80s.
90s, and then Kid and Play today. Because some of these people still tour. So when it cut to the son's view of Kid and Play, he saw two old men, because they're over 50. They were dancing not like when they were 20. So to the son, it was like to him, old people trying to
Stick.
it's funny. I wish I
Because
had saved it. I don't have it. If I find it, I might post it. I might come back in the chat later and funny. I found it. Hold on,
okay,
hold on, hold on. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it. It's a real. It's short.
but it is very apropos for this what
Hmm.
we're talking about right now, because you need to understand the demographics you're talking to and how
Yes,
they
and the
think.
bit how each generation views the same piece of content. That's what I loved about it. All right, let me put it. And it's called Our Vision is Not the Same. And I'm not sure if it's it's can everybody see that? The Instagram is Raising Boys to Men. I didn't really look at the profile yet, but I just saw this one video. And is it
Okay,
showing? Yeah,
I
okay.
see the video. I see.
Okay.
I see the.
So it says the caption, how parents think they look in the club. So here's the dad, here's the son, they got the red cups. What the kid doing? Looking at the
He's
phone.
on his phone.
Already. Like this is if you want to know what Gen Z look like, this. You never see that face.
No, all you
Never.
see is this part right here. So
The
somebody should
head
really,
there. Yeah, that's
yes,
it.
somebody should do a. You make sure this part of your hairstyle is cool, because that is all we see.
Okay, let me see if I can get it bigger. No, that's getting play today.
That's what he. That's what
That's what
he's.
they still doing the cake, but it's slow.
But they can't tell.
Bobby Brown, I love the video.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown today.
That is so funny.
This is genuine. This is genuine today. Okay, that's the video. I thought that was real cute. I laughed my head off, and because I was like, "Why you do Bobby Brown like that? He was 20 something dancing and everything. Now he's 50 something. On they still on tour. I think they have a new edition has a residency in Vegas, so they're still performing, but they're
But
performing older.
they're performing for the people who grew up in the
Yes,
80s.
yeah.
They
So
are
I
not.
like New Edition. I like everybody. So if I would go see that, and I would have a good time. But the Gen Z is not going to that.
They want Taylor Swift, and you know what I
They
mean? And this goes back to, if we go back and watch the people who was doing the jitterbug and all that other stuff, and
yes.
we'd be like,
So what
yeah,
your parents? What did your parents? What were their things? Like, and you do the same thing. Like, what is that? What? So I mean, I saw that. I thought it was cute. That was real cute, and it explains what Gen Z sees and what we see.
mhm.
And the two don't meet up because to the guy, the little kid, the Gen Z teenager was like, I see a bunch of old people. That's all his thing was a bunch of old people dancing real
And
slow.
we're doing a very good job of that.
But we're going like, oh, that's good. They're still moving because some people are not moving at all. Um, and another real quick thing to that, there was what is it? The Summer Jam. I think it's Hot 97 Summer Jam, which is in New York. The Hot 97 is like the hip hop station. So they have
Mhm.
a concert every year where they have the hottest, whoever's hot in the rap world. So they had one of the acts, Method Man and Red Man. I'm trying to remember. I think it's 90s. I think they're 90s. So they had them on with all the people who are hot now with Gen Z, Doja Cat and a whole bunch of people I didn't know. But they showed I saw this on Twitter. They showed the the play bill, the lineup, and it was Doja Cat, Method Man, So then when Method isn't, he's in his 50s, they're in their 50s. So he got out there and did his thing. And he got on Twitter and complained that he will never do it again because of the disrespect. He's felt it as disrespect. But remember that reel we just said, and I said, well, that you're in a Gen Z lineup. They don't know and they don't care about you.
No, they don't know you. They're like,
They
who's
don't
it?
know you. They don't care. Do you know that Gen Z does not know Prince at all? Because
No.
Prince blocked his videos from YouTube.
Okay, I think mm, even Michael Jackson,
Mm-hmm. There's something. So if
they
the
just
thing with Prince was, if you're not on YouTube, Gen Z doesn't know you, because we talked about that. Where does Gen
right.
Z hang out? YouTube. So he blocked all this stuff because he had a thing against the internet. I mean, that was his stance, and hey, but once he passed, people in my age group was like Prince, 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 and Gen Z was like, who the heck is that? I believe that the show Blackish, when it was on, even did an episode about it, how the kids didn't know
Mm-mm.
who Prince was, and the father and the mother was like, and I'm
But
thinking,
they
well,
don't know Prince. Oh my
you
God.
guys didn't play the music. If you played the music for them, they might know a little bit. But it was because he was such a his stance was anti internet. So he anything on YouTube, if you uploaded any music video or anything about Prince's music, he had YouTube slapping down. So it was never anything there. So Jeans, was like, who's that? Prince.
That's a story right there of how you don't maybe want to fight the whole the trend
Yeah. The
of
trends.
you might want to not do that. Well, we don't need that YouTube.
Yeah, he didn't appreciate internet anything. I think he made a statement that the internet was a fad when way back when, and I'm like, how
mm,
does that play in 2024? But his legacy is still growing because again, the people that in my age group, we keep him alive. But I always say these things to show you that Gen Z doesn't think how we think.
right. And they're even to the other end of the people who grew up with Chicago. These are boomer um,
Mhm. Mhm.
groups.
Mhm.
Chicago, Tower of Power,
Mhm.
all of these other the boomers. I mean, the Gen Zs are like, we don't. Who is it?
Who is
Who are
that?
these
And a lot
people?
of these older acts they still tour. I think PBS
Yes,
used to have a thing on some music
yes,
things on, and they had a lot of these older groups, and they were still like some of the original members, or they had like the OJs. They have a new person in one of, I think one of the members died, and they put a new person in, like a new, like
right,
different
right.
age group, but they keep going. So my thing is that Gen Z may not appreciate. Don't get angry, we got to educate them. They may not appreciate nor see that, so there's a difference. Now get into this survey real quick. It's a short one. It's not too much. Let me bring it up.
It's not, is it a 5 minute survey
Yeah,
or
it's not. It's just a little PDF. I will also put the link in the chat. It's 2 pages. That's what I said. It's short. Nice and short and quick.
and
Let's
they
have
did the
3
work.
minutes. Let's have 10 minutes. All right, so the link is there. You can download this. It opens in your browser PDF. I zoomed it in a little bit so we can, see a little bit better. And let me see if I could zoom it in some more. There we go. That's a little better. And then I got my little browser things. So this is Piper Sandler, 47th semi-annual Taking Stock with Teen Survey, spring 2024. So there's a lot of data in here, a lot of numbers, and you see a lot of percentages and y/y. Y/y is year over year. They look at the differences in the year. So they're saying that teen self-reported spending was down 6% year to year, and then they have a number, and then it was up versus last fall. A parent contribution, that means some of them are not working, so where did they get their funds and their money from? The parents. So they're saying that was 62%. It really hasn't changed. Teen footwear spend was down 1%, and then they're saying that That's big because teens are very into sneaker culture, sneakers, and the popularity of sneakers, and then the Yeezys, and I think they're ugly, but they love these Yeezy things that are like, what are they, like 1,000, 2,000? I don't know how much they are, but they are into teen footwear, so they're saying that spend was down a little bit. Upper income female fashion spend was down 12%, and they go into shoes and accessory. Nike remains the number one favorite footwear brand.
Mm.
And then they go into some more details, but we don't really need to know that. We just need to know what's the number one brand with them as far as this survey goes. And let me get into real quick. I want to see if they put how many teens they talk to, because that number is important. Let me see.
It's right there on the bottom of your chart.
Oh,
6,020
well.
teams surveyed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even look at that. So let's scroll to that. And I was thinking they had like let's look at that because I was reading the little bullet points. So Nike's the number one brand. 85% of teens own an iPhone. 86% they expect the iPhone to be their next phone. They surveyed 6,020 teens, 47 United in 47 states. You know, there's 50 states. They're saying, let me see, 16.1 was the average age. This was conducted online between February 13th and March 27th. Average household income and the percentage of current teens currently part-time employed was 38%. Okay, so let me go back. Let's see, should we look at this?
I saw something
You want to look
when
at the top bullet points?
you talked about it said that the teens, they Nike was
Yeah, the
favorite.
number one favorite footwear brand.
But did you see that the 100 and something year old New Balance is second?
Yes. Okay, let's go back to the bullet points because I want to talk about that real quick. New Balance, I've noticed this brand has had a resurgence. New Balance is cool. I
New
love New
Balance.
Balance. I've always worn those because they're comfortable to me. I didn't really care about, well, this is cool, that's cool. New Balance is coming back.
New Balance is over 100 years old.
Did not know that. Did not know that. And then the rest of it says Converse has lost the most footwear mind share. So Converse had a little resurgence also. That's another old brand. And so knowing these things gives you a insight into the mind. Like, okay, what's hot now? What's popular with them now? So now the next one, it says upper income teens HOKA brand. I never heard of this. They're the number 3 athletic footwear brand. And then On Running remains the number 5 athletic footwear brand. See, I don't pay attention to footwear. I just know Nike and Converse and New Balance. But there's a brand called HOKA. I'll have to look at that.
Okay, yeah, HOK. By the way,
HOKA.
New Balance was founded in 1906.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so the next one, Lululemon, remains the number
Yeah,
two
okay.
number two athletic apparel brand among
Mhm.
upper income teens. So they have broken this out by income levels.
Because you have to have upper income to buy Lululemon.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. So this is number one among female upper income teens. But there's a brand called Aloe Yoga was the number 11 favorite brand, and Vuori. I haven't heard of these. The one thing I will say about athleisure, this is athleisure. It used to be Nike, and then what? This old Lululemon came, and all these other brands are coming up. So we'll have to take if you pay attention to that. Again, they love sweats. Teens love sweats, comfortable clothing. This fits right in there, comfortable clothing. They even wear pajamas, out
Mhm.
about. So there you have it. Beauty is a heightened priority. The core beauty wallet reaching the highest level seen since spring 2018. They're saying the probably the average spend is $339, 8% up. Cosmetic holds the highest share of total beauty spend. Fragrances is coming up, 23% growth. ELF or ELF. Do they go by the initials or the word ELF?
Hey, I don't know. I just know that they
Um,
buy it.
yeah. So they're the number one cosmetic brand. They grew by 16 points to 38% year over year. The brand continues to rank in the top 10 skincare brands and beauty destinations. Skincare and beauty and fashion is real big, 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 big with teens. That's like their thing. They have the YouTube influencers, the Instagram influencers, all beauty. TikTok, don't forget about TikTok. Uh,
Right.
yeah, so they all prefer to stop in store versus online. 85% preference for in store. Ulta is giving some share to Sephora, but both of them have 60% loyalty membership penetration. That means they're loyal to one or the other.
Because you go in to get makeup, you can't
Mhm.
do makeup online and for it to work.
Yeah,
That is one of
you can buy it online and then go pick it up in the store, but like you said, it has to be seen and tested in person.
right, because them colors that yeah, they're
You
not.
cannot match. You cannot no. Cannot match it online. It's different. It's different. Okay, so Instagram made a big improvement from fall 23, and it's now the number 2 favorite app with 30% of teens. TikTok remained number 1, declined. Snap fell to the number 3 favorite, and we just talked about Snap.
Mhm. Because the people are still on Snap, but I don't think Instagram is getting new teens. I
No,
just think
they're
that
not.
mm,
They're not. They're not. And if they keep making, like I said today, that they talking about this non-skippable ad thing, that's really you say you want Gen Z, you say you want to appeal to them, but the non-skippable ads is not going to appeal. That is not going to go over.
no, because they do not like ads.
So you're talking about doing it like YouTube, where people on YouTube are still complaining about the ads and the non-skippable and the skippable. You don't know what you're going to get. I don't know, Meta. You might want to rethink. So I think the story was that Instagram said that they're testing it. That it may not. I'm just saying. I don't have a good feeling about it, Instagram. But you do what you want to do. All right. So the next column, weekly uses of VR devices improved to 13% from 10% in the fall. 33% of teens now own a VR device, up from 31% in fall 23. Now, could this be? Are they classifying
Vision
the
Pro?
yeah, the Vision Pro as a VR
No,
device?
no, no, no. They are not talking about Apple Vision Pro.
Okay.
They are talking about Meta Quest,
Okay.
the Meta Quest
Mhm.
2 and 3.
Okay.
Because and to be fair, it's not bad being in there. The
Right.
Meta did a real good job with the 2, and now that the 3 is out, if you are going into that,
Mhm.
it's a good it is you'll have a good experience being in there moving around. I went
Okay.
to a John Legend concert or something up in there one time. It was a video, but you felt like you're in a room with other
Mhm.
people watching a concert. I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good."
Okay.
The Vision Pro is not a VR device.
Okay. It's just
It's a more computing device, and I think it's
mhm.
still trying to figure out what it
Yeah,
is.
they're trying to figure out how to put it. Okay, so that's good to know. Roblox active usage improved to 34% from 31% in fall 2023. 22% of teens have never played Roblox. That's down, so that means that more teens have played it. 66. Go ahead.
Because it's something for them.
Mhm.
My granddaughters They have a Roblox account. I created one to go in there and find out what they were doing in there. But they were, you get
Yeah, virtual world with the things and yeah.
put clothes on,
Hmm.
you do the whole nine, and you get to do all of that, and that's your world. And I was
Yes. Yeah.
like,
So they love
okay,
that. I've seen it. I'm like, not for me. Nah. But it's their thing. So they're enjoying it. So it's active use is improved. 66% of teens have used Spotify over the last 6 months. It's down from 68% from last spring. And here's the good thing about, well, the part that's about this is about the paid Spotify. So they're paying, so it's up a percent. 45% of teens are paying versus 44% from the last survey. Teens spend 29% of daily video consumption on Netflix versus spring 23 and 27% on YouTube. Hmm.
so
That's
they're
interesting.
watching all of Netflix for their movies and stuff, and
Yeah.
then for following other people and other things, the other
Stream. Right.
entertainment
Mm-hmm.
is YouTube. Didn't say
Mm-hmm.
TV.
There you go. Chick-fil-A remains the number one favorite restaurant at 16% share. McDonald's 10% moves up to number two from number three in the fall. Chipotle moves up to number three from number four
Wow.
in the fall. So there you go. There you go. Now, you want to know again. This is the places the fast food places they like to eat. You need to know that because this information ties in. How can I tie into that if you're in the restaurant business? If you got your own place that's not these fast food chains, you
How
might
are
want
you,
to,
yeah, figure
yeah.
out why they want
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A.
follow. Why do they like Chick-fil-A so much? And I would tell you to go on TikTok for that because they love to put their little videos up and say why they like this or what. They're very opinionated, Gen Z. Very opinionated. It's not hard to figure out why they do something. You gotta spend some time on TikTok. Just do a search, and you
You,
will fall into a bunch of videos.
you remember that young lady you introduced where she was taking her
Yes,
lunchtime
yes.
and doing her Chick-fil-A thing and
She
promoting,
worked for Chick-fil-A.
and was
Mm-hmm.
promoting them, and they told her to stop.
On her lunch hour spending her own money. And they
And they
told her
told her to stop.
stop.
Who picked her up after that? Somebody else picked her up and said,
Um, somebody has a chicken sandwich out. Shake Shack, because Shake Shack is burgers.
yes. Well, they said we will see. They tapped into that market.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying about paying attention to this. If you're in the restaurant industry, figure out what is going on. Why do they like Chick-fil-A so much? Head over to TikTok. You'll find out. Just watch some. You'll pick up the thread of what it is. And if you've got the money and the budget, you might want to pay an influencer or two to talk about your restaurant. You never know what's going to happen. You see what's going on with Keith Lee. Nobody's paying Keith Lee. He's just doing it, because he wants to. But you see the effort and the results of when Gen Z talks about your business.
Right.
Sky high, rocket everything rockets out. They one of the owners was so overwhelmed she had to shut down. She had to shut her shop. I think it was desserts or something. She had to close for a day or two because she couldn't. It was just her. She was overwhelmed with the success of it and everybody wanting her wanting things from a restaurant. So that's pretty good. All right, so a couple more. Raising Cane, a rap is a what is that?
Chicken.
Is a
It's chicken.
restaurant? Okay.
And we just got a couple of them over here, and they're okay. So normally Chick-fil-A is a line out the door. Raising Cane's at one time the line was out the door, but they do
Mhm.
chicken strips
Okay.
with fries or something, and I was like, I tried them, and I'm like, okay, whatever. It's
Well,
chicken.
they like it.
Hmm.
Okay, so they have a new category measuring coffee, tea, and beverages. Starbucks hold the overwhelming majority of share, 37%, And a Starbucks is status coffee. And they have a lot of sugary drinks and things that they make to appeal to Gen Z. I go in there, I'll just get coffee. I don't want all the
All of those.
crappy thingy, sweetie.
Yes, and you're right. Starbucks does uh, have that. They are
It's
uh,
status
are
coffee.
their status because you're looking for the little green and the green straw.
They and thank celebrities for that, because you all the celebrities paparazzi videos, they're walking out with their Kim Kardashian, even Eddie Murphy got into. He's getting coffee, but it's like you can take a picture of the celebrity, and it's like, what do they have? Starbucks.
Hmm.
So
Uh,
where do people go? Starbucks.
Starbucks and Starbucks have their own language.
Mm-hmm.
It is not small, large, or whatever. It is their own whole language. Like I want
Mm-hmm.
half and half. It's not called
Mm-hmm.
half and half in Starbucks. It is called breve. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
why? But okay.
One thing I like about Starbucks is I use the app. If I'm walking around and my Starbucks is a few blocks over, I want Starbucks. I put my order in. When I get there, it's ready. I just go and get on out. I love that.
Right.
That I love.
And I do too. I was like, okay, let me
I
order
love.
this now.
Yeah, I love any place where I can order and pick. My local Chinese spot. They finally got on Grubhub. Guess what I do? Do, 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 do. And I go pick it up. Otherwise, we had to go in and order and wait and this and I was like, I don't like to wait. I take away that for me. That's why I love that Amazon had that store where you didn't have the cashier. I love that. Sign me up. I
Mm.
get what I want. I walk out. Because you're in a line with people and their phone. I'm like, what are you doing? Have your card ready or have your phone or whatever. And they go, oh, I got to pay after the cashier's rung up. Yeah, you should
And
be ready with it.
you know what the new thing is here? We like Jamba Juice. I don't know if y'all
Mhm.
have Jamba over on that
I
side.
think so. I
All
think
right.
so.
So Jamba Juice now wants you to use the kiosk when you come
Ooh,
in. And
okay.
I was like, and we had this conversation yesterday at First Monday where a lot of people of a certain age do not want to use the kiosk.
Oh, I love it.
They want somebody to you tell them your order and you pay, right? And you pay with cash or whatever,
Yeah.
or with your card or whatever. But the kiosks are out there now, and then you type and tap in what you want. Then we were talking about that, and we're like, well, the kiosk is great if you can do stuff like substitutions. Like I want raspberries instead of peaches. It's not that easy to do that on a kiosk. They need to make that more simple.
Yeah. I agree with now that part I agree with. Like it needs to be simple. Like
Right. So
you want to customize.
right. And it's not easy if you just gonna go in there and get a straight drink the way they made it.
Mhm.
The kiosk is great, but if you're trying to customize, it's not that easy to do. And and more kiosks are coming on because the restaurants here in California, you're paying the employees $20 an hour.
Right.
So if you
Well,
put a
I think
kiosk,
we have this says we have 4 Gemma locations. They're all like midtown, downtown, like the areas where, office workers and, people in offices are. So we do have them.
right, and I use my app for that because I didn't. The
Mhm.
kiosk wasn't that friendly, so I
Right.
just used my app while I was standing in the store, and then just picked it up.
So the Wendy's, all the Wendy's and McDonald's around here, they all have the kiosk. I don't even do that. I was using the app. The app stopped working on me, and I was like, "Well, bye bye Wendy's." I don't know why it's not work. It hasn't worked because I'm walking there, so I put the order in because when I get there, I want the order to be ready.
Hmm.
So that's my thing. So I love that. Okay, and also I think I read something about they're looking at surveys for the replace the workers with robots with AI something in the fast food places.
I
I think we
saw
read
that
that.
where. the kind of robots they kind of use in where the car assemblies, where because they will put the
Yes.
burger on the fryer and the right amount of cheese and stuff. There's no fluctuation
Right.
because they're programmed to do it the same way
Right.
all.
And they were saying something about they could be open 20, they could be open 24 hours or open more hours because when you have human workers, it's like, okay, you got to factor all that in. Something about them being open all the time that I read.
Mm.
And I have to look at that again.
That
Um
I can see how that would be a thing where you would
Well, see, the thing, like Wendy's and McDonald's, a lot of that stuff comes pre-shaped, pre-frozen, and you put it in the fryer, and so you can get a robot arm to put the fries in and put the
drop the.
thing in, and
I mean, because if they're putting cars together, they
yes,
can take the fry basket and drop it down, time it,
yes,
or pick it up and take it out. This
yes,
is not. That's a repetitive task that can be done and automated. Now
right.
you can hire the team to make sure that it's programmed right.
Yeah, no, there'll be humans then, because I think we talked about it with the automotive industry. Like they have less human workers. They didn't like it
Right.
was all human workers. Now is less because they're there to oversee the line, in case
And it's
something
and
happens.
it's more safety that way too. There's a
Right,
lot less injury.
right, right. So, fortunately or unfortunately, there's this trade off. So things are happening. Just a few more. Let's look at
The Celsius drink,
Celsius? Is that that's the sports
energy,
energy drink.
right? And I had not heard of it. I've seen it.
Mhm.
I just don't like. I'm not doing stuff with
Yeah,
caffeine.
I'm not into that. All this sugary stuff I'm not into. But they're saying Celsius over index with teens, 17% citing it as their favorite energy drink brand versus Monster and Red Bull.
See, my whole point is, why are we selling caffeine to kids? Okay,
I agree with you.
I'm like, they don't need any caffeine
I agree. So, but these are
anyway.
things if they see the parents doing or older people doing it, they're doing it. So, but hey, they're doing it. Teens that consume are willing to try plant-based meats is hits an all-time low with 32% in the spring 24 versus 49% in spring 21. Now that's surprising.
Mm,
Remember when they was the whole talk about plant-based meat was all this rage and everything. Now the hype is now died down. Hmm,
mm.
interesting.
It's very interesting because Burger King used to do the Impossible Whopper
Yeah,
burger.
did they stop?
No, now they
Oh,
do it for a Whopper Junior, which is
oh,
smaller.
okay.
And I was like,
Don't
what?
I've talked about this before. I thought, oh, this is great. It tastes like a burger going down, but once you finish it, it's like, oh, that wasn't meat. And it's not a pleasant feel.
And maybe that is the why there's a decline in it, because the teens are not going to go buy plant-based meat and cook it at home.
Right. And I understand that there's the nutritional value, health value, and I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be healthier than beef. And it tasted really good chewing and eating it, but then, once you're finished and the after part of it is not like this ain't meat. And it wasn't pleasant. So I had one. I never had it again. Never.
Mm,
So, but sorry, Burger King. So the teens are saying like there's a plant-based meat, there's a low there. I gotta go and check the stock on there. I think there was it Impossible and another brand.
beyond,
Yes,
beyond.
Beyond. I want to check. I think one of them or both were on the stock market. I want to check that or see what Yahoo is talking about. That's interesting. Teens are reporting that they're eating more of the same amount of Cliff Bars and Hershey and Goldfish.
Hershey's.
Yeah, Hershey's,
Those,
the
uh,
candy.
okay, yes. So
Yeah.
the little goldfish snacks.
Yes.
They've been eating them since they were little kids because mom would put the little goldfish snacks in a Ziploc for you, And so they're
Yes.
not eating cheeses, but they are eating the goldfish.
Right, because that's a holdover from from being a baby and a child. That makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
We said earlier, iPhone remains the number, and they left off the I. iPhone remains the number one preferred method. Oh, phone remains the number one preferred method for customer service interaction. I thought this was the thing about the iPhone. So they prefer the phone method for customer service interactions. Text/SMS is showing the best secular growth trends. That means the customer service interaction without having to call on the phone, because you got to press one for this and press or say. I hate when they say what you want and then you saying it and like, no, I just want to press a number, because saying it,
Representative. I don't even want to
yeah,
deal with
saying
all
it
y'all.
doesn't get me what I want.
No.
So text, SMS, customer service. Hello. Preferred orthodontic treatment shifts more in favor of clear aligners. Invisalign dominant says top clear aligner choice grows further. So
So if they,
what else is there except Invisalign?
well, if they wanted braces, you can get the metal ones, but they
Oh,
don't
okay.
want the metal ones. They want the clear
They want
ones.
the clear, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. His one that wasn't we missed. 55% of teen site Amazon is their favorite e-commerce website. That wasn't in the list.
Mm.
And they have this the second part of this is they have the top shopping websites, top clothing brands, top beauty destinations, cosmetic brands, skincare, footwear, handbag, fragrance, hair care, food, top restaurants, top snacks. We didn't mention the entertainment, top celebrities, Taylor Swift, Adam Sandler, Drake, Ryan Reynolds, Kanye West, top influencers, Mr. Beast, Alex Earl, never heard, Kanye West, Drake, and Kai
Hey, Sanat.
K
I
Sinat.
don't know who that
I
is.
don't
Top
know.
snacks is goldfish, Lay's potato chips, cheeses, Doritos,
Doritos and Cheetos.
Cheetos.
And
They
then
didn't say flaming hot. Okay, never mind.
then daily video consumption, Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, top social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. We didn't mention that.
Right.
Here's another little square over here. Social causes, environment, the things they care about: environment, inflation, racial equality, abortion, and immigration. And that's it. It's like I said, it's just a 1-2 file packed full of information.
It's really interesting to see when you break it down
Mm-hmm.
how they're thinking.
Yes. Yes. So this is important information, and I put the link there if you want to. It's two pages PDF. The link is there. Click it. You get to download it, or you can open it in the browser like I did. And this doesn't mean that Gen Z is your group, like your core audience. It's just that look at this. This is looking at what they are concerned about, the things they talk about, and will it be coming to your group, to your generation, your core audience? It probably will, but this is more of a trend watch, and I think it's important information. So there you have it.
All right.
Okay,
TJ, thank you.
you're
If
welcome.
you want to connect with TJ, you can go to terryjohnsononline.com/info to get PDFs, to get the different things that she shared with us this week, and some things. If you need help trying to figure your social media out, I strongly suggest that you connect with TJ, because she's gonna break it down in a way that you can understand it, you can apply it, and see some results from it if you follow her instructions.
Yeah,
So I encourage you, reach out, terryjohnsononline.com/info. Get the information that you need from a trusted source. You can
or
ask
your
questions.
social media on Terry Johnson online, most
Yep.
everywhere.
Yes, you can find her everywhere, Terry Johnson Online. So, if you are looking to become a part of the Bizchicks community, you can do that as well.
Mhm.
You can join Bizchicks by texting Biz to 33777
Yeah.
or going to bizchicks.net, filling out the little form, and you become a part of the Bizchicks
A short
community.
form, right?
Very short form, just name, email, and you're
There you
in.
go. And you're in.
Right. And we will be doing workshops and things of that nature. We had a discussion on AI yesterday. It was really good. We played
Good.
with uh, with the Meta glasses and
Meta.
went
Mhm.
live to uh, our BizChicks
Oh,
channel and had
cool.
a little discussion on AI. You can find that over there on our Instagram channel. It was really interesting, and people had interesting questions. We talked about what AI is. It's simplified because it's really, we've been using AI already. But if you want to know more, join the BizChicks community. TJ is here to help us break it all down, how to use AI in our businesses and things of that nature. And we talk a lot about that on Friday too. So
Yeah.
you'll see TJ and I with the other Biz Chicks. We'll be over on Friday at Tech Life Weekly. Tomorrow, Coach Karen is coming up and she'll be talking about money mindsets. And then Robin will be talking about happy, healthy habits to keep us going. Um,
Yep. Very important. Health is
Weekly.
very healthy habits. Very important.
Very, very important. So Robin handles that on Thursdays. So with that, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in today. Remember, we are here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so that
Yep.
you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. We will see you next week.
Bye,
Same time.
everybody. Thanks for
Bye bye.
watching. Bye.